Avengers 4 is still months away, but we are all so excited about it, and the best way to fill the time until the film comes out is to create crazy theories about the film. And today we got a doozy for you. We got a theory about time travel, but it's unlike any other, since our theory will deal with time loops, paradoxes, and much, much more. Our time loop theory for Avengers 4 will lead to a crazy adventure through time, and it could be something that will change the MCU forever. We will appreciate if you hit the subscribe button and join our notification squad. It is really the best way for you to make sure you never miss any of our videos. One last thing before we jump into the theory. We made this video in collaboration with our good friends at CBR. Stay tuned till the end to see their video. Avengers 4! So many theories about just one movie. It makes sense after all. Avengers Infinity War was such a thrill ride, and it left so many questions in our minds. One theory that keeps coming up is time travel. But don't you worry, we are not here to rehash a lot of the same theories that many other people have talked about before. Our theory goes beyond time travel. We will be talking about the time loop theory. We believe Avengers 4 will deal with our heroes being trapped in an endless loop through time. The first thing that comes to mind when talking about time loops is the final battle from Doctor Strange, where the caped-wearing doctor turned wizard Stephen Strange trapped Dormammu in an endless time loop. Remember, kids, whenever you come to bargain, be sure to bring a time stone along with you. We believe Avengers 4 will deal with a time loop that was created by Thanos using the time stone. To battle said time loop, we will see Iron Man and Ant-Man using their own time machine, a Wakanda-made time machine powered by energy from the quantum realm. Did we get your attention now? To explain our theory, we first need to talk about the post-credits scene for Avengers Infinity War. In that post-credits scene, we see Nick Fury and Maria Hill turn to dust after the whole snapping by Thanos in the end of the film. Of course, just before Fury turns into dust himself, he is able to send a message to Captain Marvel. This scene might appear as just a way to set up next year's Captain Marvel movie, but we think there is a lot more going on in this scene. And one of those things is that Nick Fury could never drive cars in the MCU. So far, every time we saw Fury in a car, things went really bad for everyone. Last time he was in a car, we found out that Hydra took over S.H.I.E.L.D. So maybe that is the real way to save the universe. Keep Nick Fury out of cars. Okay, the real interesting thing here is what is said at the start of the scene. Hill tells Fury that there are multiple bogies over Wakanda. We assume that those bogies are the ships that the Black Order used to attack Wakanda, but that seems odd, since only a few seconds later, the snap happens and wipes both of them along with half of the lives of the universe. It seems like we have here a major plot hole. The battle in Wakanda started long before Thanos got the Mind Stone from Vision and snapped his fingers. How is it possible that the ships that attacked Wakanda show up only a few seconds before the snap? It's impossible for Marvel to make such a mistake, since Marvel Studios never has plot holes. Yes, the whole business with the fake, not fake Infinity Gauntlet in Odin's vault was a plot hole, but that's the only one. Oh right, Age of Ultron's post-credits scene, Zemo's super convenient plan in Civil War, Spider-Man Homecoming taking place 8 years after the first Avengers while it has only been 6 years. Okay, Marvel has some plot holes. Sorry about that, we were wrong. This video is over. No point to keep going. Thanks for watching, everybody. Be sure to like and subscribe for videos just like this one. Unless we don't think this is a plot hole at all. We think that this whole post-credit scene is actually taking place in a different timeline. And this brings us to our theory. We think Tony Stark will be working on a time machine, hoping to use it to stop Thanos from wiping out half of the life in the universe. But no matter how smart Tony Stark is, he can't do it alone. And that is why he needs the help of Ant-Man, Bruce Banner, and Shuri. For the sake of our theory, we're going to skip a whole lot of things and just jump right into the theory. So we're not going to talk about how Iron Man gets back to Earth or how Ant-Man escapes the quantum realm, simply because we just want to focus on our time loop theory. That's cool with you guys, right? If it is, just give your screen a quick old thumbs up, just so we know. All good? Okay, let's keep this thing on track. Somehow, and some way, the four great minds in the MCU will figure out how to build a cool time machine, and both Tony Stark and Scott Lang will be the ones who go back in time. We think Iron Man and Ant-Man will travel back before the snap in Infinity War and try to prevent Thanos from getting all the stones, possibly even going back to the point in time where Iron Man and his team were fighting Thanos on Titan, where they were almost able to take the gauntlet off the big purple arm, that is, before Star-Lord freaked out and ruined everything. It's all Star-Lord's fault. All of it! Of course, one could also blame Thor for not going for the head. Actually, it's all on Thor when you really think about it. He spent the whole film crying about his new hammer, and then Thanos showed up on Wakanda. Where was Thor? When Thanos killed Vision and took the Mind Stone from him, where was Thor? So we should all cut Star-Lord some slack. It's very possible that Stark and Lang will be able to change the past and stop Thanos, but that is when they will find out that the Mad Titan was a few steps ahead of them. Our theory is that after Thanos got the Time Stone, or even when he finally got all the 6 Infinity Stones, Thanos had created a time loop. It's possible that Thanos was able to create a moment in time and space, a moment that will have to happen regardless of how the past will be changed. After all, Thanos is a pretty smart guy. He has devoted himself to his life's work to balance the universe, and he had sacrificed everything, even his daughter Gamora, to collect all the Infinity Stones and use their power to wipe out half the life in the universe. So, you have to assume that someone with that type of dedication will create a failsafe to ensure that all his sacrifices won't be in vain. And so, when Iron Man and Ant-Man do go back in time to prevent the snap, they soon find out about the time loop. And while they are able to stop Thanos in the past, the snap still happens. While the past is changed, the Time Stone won't allow the change to take hold of the timeline. The Time Stone is more than just a way to manipulate time. The Time Stone pretty much turns its user into a Time Lord, meaning that even with history being changed, the point in time that Thanos has created will not be affected by the time change. And so, Thanos simply can always go back to that point in the timeline and reverse the change and still allow the snap to happen. That will make a lot of sense for Avengers 4. If the Avengers can simply go back in time and prevent the snap, that will undermine the whole plot of Avengers Infinity War, and it will cheapen the ending of that film. There needs to be a twist that will allow the plot of Avengers 4 to be far more interesting. And with a time loop, the heroes will feel despair, having the power to stop the snap and yet being unable to prevent it. That will lead to a far more interesting story. Having Iron Man and Ant-Man jumping back and forth in time could explain Infinity War's post-credits scene. The reason why the snap happens much sooner in that timeline is because of the time manipulation by Iron Man and Ant-Man causing a change in the timeline. It's possible that every time the two change the past, the timeline shifts, and the snap happens in different points in time, and it could happen earlier than it originally happened. This could even explain Ant-Man and the Wasp's post-credits scene, since it did seem like none of the characters in the scene were too worried about an alien invasion and a big old battle in Wakanda. And so, it's possible that this post-credits scene takes place in a timeline where the snap happened even before Ebony Maw and Cull Obsidian attacked New York City. With the time loop in place, Iron Man and Ant-Man soon realize that they must find another way to prevent the snap. The only way to break the time loop is to destroy the Time Stone itself. In Avengers Infinity War, we saw that the stones are not indestructible, since Scarlet Witch was able to destroy the Mind Stone with her powers. Tony and Scott might realize that the only way to destroy the Time Stone is by using the quantum realm itself. Therefore, Iron Man and Ant-Man might travel back in time again, but this time the mission won't be to change the past, but instead to assemble a team of Avengers and heroes across time and space. In the set photos from Avengers 4, we see an older Tony Stark interacting with Captain America, and it does appear as if that Steve Rogers is actually a past version of the Cap we saw in Infinity War. The suit he wears looks like the one he had in the first Avengers film. We see that Tony Stark, Captain America, and Ant-Man have some type of device on their hands. It's possible that those devices are time machines, and we think they might actually allow the heroes to open some type of bridge through time, a way to fight back the time loop and prevent it from reversing time. What if the heroes end up fighting Thanos across time itself, fighting him in every timeline? Even the Infinity Gauntlet-wielding Thanos will have trouble defending against such an onslaught. While heroes across time and space might fight past, present, and future versions of Thanos, Captain Marvel will be the one that ends up going one-on-one with Thanos when he is about to snap his fingers in the main timeline. She will give Iron Man and Ant-Man the time needed to destroy the Time Stone. We think that the original plan would be for Ant-Man to sacrifice himself and destroy the stone, but Tony Stark will go all Bruce Willis from Armageddon, and he will be the one that will use the shrinking technology to go subatomic inside the Time Stone and use the power of the quantum realm to destroy the Time Stone from the inside, something that will break the time loop and allow the Avengers to finally defeat Thanos and prevent the snap once and for all. Tony Stark will unfortunately not survive this, but his sacrifice will save the timeline. Iron Man was the film that jump-started the MCU, and it seems fitting that he will be the one that ends up restarting it. While the snap will be prevented, it's possible that the timeline will never be the same again. All the time manipulation might cause irreversible damage to the timeline, creating a whole new reality. A possible reality where mutants were always part of the timeline, which will help to introduce the X-Men into the MCU, as well as many other new characters and stories. Crazy theory, right? If you liked this video, then be sure to check out 10 Captain America weaknesses that can be exploited over at CBR. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe to their channel, and let them know ScreenRant sent ya. On a scale from 1 to 10, how much do you agree with our time loop theory? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, we will appreciate if you like the video and share it. And if you are new to our channel, be sure to subscribe so you will be able to watch more of our videos. We hope to see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.